the Barbados Cancer Society and CIBC First Caribbean returns to your own. The run starts at 3:50 p.m. and the walk at 4 p.m. From CIBC First Caribbean, heading west to Hines Hill, turning right towards Queens College through Claremont to end at Massey Stores Car Park. Get your Walk for the Cure shirts now from the Barbados Cancer Society's office in Henry's Lane, St. Michael, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. or every Saturday at Sheraton Mall or call 231-8888. Show your support, buy a shirt, and walk for the cure.
Early detection is your best protection. Your best protection is early detection.
Hey, it's that kind of time on a wonderful Wednesday. I'm next to do it with the compliments of our friends over there at the NTI Midweek Mindset coming up.
Equip every nation with the knowledge and skills. Give citizens of good character, confident and creative. Regions achieving excellence, competent in the digital world. Smart Barbados, we are aiming for every man, woman, boy, and girl. Make the country brand new. Start the journey today. Log on to training.nti.org.bb.
You know, we like to kick it off with a tune. This one today coming out from superstar Izzy.
Working done, make big money party on the phone. Ride out the vice from the back, you'll see no. Love the city, get a youth a link up. Roll up the finest springs and drink up. No more wine, no more chop up and scar. Put your cup in the air like the bikes, the wheels up. Put down the matic and rise the income. No more wine, no more cut up and scar. Everybody feel it, believe it, can't wanna vibe in peace. Steps and buttons, stop prayer, not breaking news. No more ambulance and police highway. We no want no more funeral, no more black pants and shirt. Could they be the 40 cow? No make the chicken from the work, he work. The youths are the future. Have to respect, get a youth, yeah. They make us step, we go smash the dispute, yeah. Real killy, turn conscious future. And everybody's striving, man knows he's surviving. That's the right thing. Love is the get a youth a link up. Roll up the finest springs and drink up. No more wine, no more chop up and scar. Put your cup in the air like the bikes, the wheels up. Put down the matic and rise the income. No more wine, no more cut up and scar.
Positive vibes, positive words to kick things off coming out from superstar Izzy, something called No More War. Here we go though, with the compliments of the NTI Midweek Mindset. Sluggy Dan, you're back in the land. What's going on, fam?
Manners, and respect. NTI.org.bb. We get this here right. We make sure you get this here right. NTI.org.bb. Really practice the greatness today. You know, Scott Rock and myself, every we talk about bigging up, you know, everyday Bajans that you might not know the name, you might never heard them, but doing great work in the communities, doing great work in schools, doing great work in churches, doing great work at home. And you may never hear about these persons. And you know, we need to take positive people. You can say this all the time, we make the popular. Instead of trying to make these popular people positive, you know, not for these celebrities, don't be no good, do all kind of unscrupulous things that we want to present them to the youth and make them celebrities and met them stars and heroes when we know they are not. So we got people that are doing positive things within the communities, within society, and we need to highlight those persons and that we're doing today. But NTI.org.bb, over 5,000 free courses called, over 5,000 free courses. We even got a course called Mindshift, Breakthrough Obstacles to Learning and Discover Your Hidden Potential. Mindshift is designed to help boost your career and life in today's fast-paced learning environment. This course will provide practical insights from science about how to learn and change effectively and build on what you already know to take your life's learning in fantastic new direction. This course is designed to show you how to look at what you are learning and your place in what's unfolding in the society around you, so you can be what you want to be, given the real world constraints and life puts on all of us, Scott. You will see that by using certain materials, tools, and insights you can learn and do more, far more than you might have ever dreamed. Beginner level though, beginner level also by with Master University, it takes approximately 10 hours to complete. And just want to review so enjoy this MOOC. That's massive open online course. It is very well done and clearly covered the topics of mind shifting along with career advancement. Also good illustrations and visuals and sounds which assist in the learning process. This one is called mind shift. You know, you tell me we gotta think different, you gotta act different. In order to act different, you gotta think different. You know what I mean? Like thoughts and words becomes action. In order to act different, in order to do different things, we need to think different. And you keep preaching this every week. You know, we need a mind shift. We need a change in the way we think, especially our young people. But you gotta start with it. Old people, you know, a lot of us set in our ways. And sometimes we truly say we want change, we want to see the youth change, but we don't want to change. We just want to act like we Scott.
Yeah.
We just want to do what we want to
Conform.
do. And it don't work like that. You know, it can't work like that. We gotta go where you are. We gotta meet them where they are. We gotta go where they are. And then help change their mind. You say, seek to change their mind. And that we intend to do. Today we got a guest. When I was in school, this one of these sports used to feel like a mystery to me, Scott. I used to believe that this isn't a real person.
Right.
Like this body's not a real person until they probably get like full form. And then you know like, they can't bear me no more, so they got get to this body.
Right.
Then when they met this boy talked to me all nice and soft, you know, and moving it was like a not like a therapist, but like a hip. Doing hypnotherapy or something.
Right.
You know, again that kind of speech. And then from there, you know, like then it happened, then it changed, it get worse. You know what I mean? Cause this boy just soft. So most of these people know you and me will be somewhat soft, you know, like, especially in the street.
Right.
Like it ain't a good boy yet. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like that people love. It was like that people would have hate. They
Right.
didn't know that body. But like to me, like that boy was too easy to run over. So these people used to be a mystery to me until they get older. Until they start working with the youth, until they start getting children on my own, until they start raising children, it wasn't even mine, and realizing how important these persons are and how critical these people are to the development of our youth. And it's a post and people that don't really get talked about a lot. I'm going to introduce our next person and let me get straight down to business.
Like Sluggy said, we have a very special guest in studio today. Her name is Shernell Clarke. She's a Christian, multi-award-winning vocalist and teacher. In her professional career as a teacher, Shernell is committed to aiding the youth in realizing their potential. She has been a teacher for over 22 years. She doesn't like it though. And holds a master's degree in educational psychology, a Bachelor of Arts degree in psychology, a diploma in educational leadership, a diploma in education English, as well as a certificate in guidance and counseling. She's currently pursuing a doctoral degree in cultural studies. Mrs. Clarke is at present the guidance counselor at the Daryll Jordan Secondary School. Shernell Clarke, a Coleridge and Parry alumna, has delivered a number of motivational speeches and presentations to professional groups, school groups, church groups, and youth groups across Barbados and the Caribbean. Yo, big up yourself, Shernell Clarke.
Yes.
How are you, ma'am?
I am well, thank you. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming on. I'm big up Daryll Jordan. My baby's good school day, so you down on big up Daryl Jordan.
Yes,
Forever. No, how everything before we start, before you put me straight, before you, how everything you good?
I'm okay. I'm
You
fine.
feeling nice and healthy and fit and ready?
Yes.
Yeah, that we're talking about. First thing first though, why, right? And you don't look at me across the NTI because you born to, right? Why, right? Even this time you can talk about off here, right? You know, like, why Christians is announced like this, Christians?
Pardon?
Why Christians would announce? You know, like, if I do it by you, right?
I forgot to warn you, so he's coming with some very
I
different
know,
questions.
I know.
You know, like, me know he's a Rasta man, right? But I never put in my bio, like, my name is Kevin Watson, I'm a Rasta man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I never take the put that. Why Christian is put, I'm a Christian.
Well,
Or you can't answer?
I can't answer, but
That's not what
it's
to do.
just something. It's not to flaunt to anybody's face or anything, but
No, but
it's
I
a matter of
don't
declaring.
mind finding it.
Yeah,
Listen,
she's
I
declaring her
It's a
mindset,
matter of
Sluggy.
declaring
Yeah.
Mindset.
who I am. Yes,
Oh, I like
that's
that.
part of who I am.
Well, don't listen. I don't say that you don't flaunt it because they don't have the part of flaunting it. Men is do crime and be frankly people smiling.
True.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Scott man be going jail for murder, going jail for gun charges, and finger in the air, you know what I mean? And people supposed to like you free my dog.
Yeah.
So if you're the Christian that is saying good, never on flaunting it. So work that with your records. We ain't hear that on radio. If one of the young people out there doing good things, flaunt it as much as possible. The same one is flaunt the bad things. So they declare their mindset.
Yes.
So I don't understand because I used to always wonder why being a Christian helped in your journey. Your journey is a guidance counselor, a teacher. would you say honestly that being a Christian helped you with that? And if you wasn't a Christian, would it be harder or harder out?
I can't tell you if I wasn't a Christian, if it would have been harder because I wasn't in that position.
Mhm.
But as a Christian, I know for a fact that my way of thinking, it helped me, or it helps me every day in delivering the services that I have to deliver, in loving the children, even loving adults, even loving people that might not be so lovable. They still love them regardless.
That was listen, and if it's one thing to agree, you all you need God, we need Jesus for some people for real. Because I think it's so hard to love people.
It's true.
But I guess being a Christian and believing in God and the way of Jesus, I guess that helps. You think then that the church and the Christian faith could really help in steering young people if we could get young people to go towards that way?
I think so. In that whole church setting, or it's not even just the building, I mean, just the whole thing of coming together and getting young people wherever they gather, that positive thinking, that way of thinking that there's a better way out. Sometimes our young people don't think that there's anything better out there for them, but having people there to support them and to help them, to guide them in the right path, I think that really could be a positive thing for this country. Not I think, I know that it is a positive thing for this country to happen if we have more young people coming and willing to participate in church activities.
No, I agree with you there, right? And for me growing up now, remember how big the church was, especially in communities, right? Go up in Jackson, Fort Later, went to Black Rock. But for me, churches everything. They got sports, I find it. Church used to hold it. They got rallies, as you know. Church used to hold it. If you got race funds for saying, you used to be the church. And obviously that is not no more today. But remember when that was like that, when it seemed like the church was controlling everything. Because even in politics, the politicians used to know that you gotta come in church first. When elections coming around, they gotta come to church. A few sons united church are there powerful. You know what I mean? If certain things going on, the church rams to if they got a funeral and if they got funerals, the church, a wedding, the church. If you need someone, need counseling, the church. So for me, when it's kind of the church is everything. And then in the case no more, so I do believe in the structure. Even if people don't believe in the religion, believe in the structure because it proves successful. So you think we should go back to it. No, it's so here you're a guidance counselor. No. Do you think we use guidance counselors enough, especially when it comes to these issues? Do we take their advice enough? Do we take their reports enough? Do we take their findings enough? Because we didn't keep hearing about violence and then violence in schools and then all the different things that are going on. I would often think, are we using guidance counselors? Are guidance counselors and social workers, do you all have a partnership together?
I think what you might be looking at is a matter of respecting the position and respecting, a lot of people, I don't think that we get, like you were saying before, I don't think we get the forward or we get the respect that we deserve, or that they don't understand what it is that we do exactly. Some people just think that we sit in our office. Some of them are air conditioned. Mine is not, by the way. Some we sit in our offices and we just play with our pens and we just sit there and look pretty. But it's much deeper than that, because in addition to counseling, we have to do a lot of administrative work. We have to do a lot of referrals. We work a lot with the outside entities such as the police, juvenile, and the NICOs, and various entities that we work in conjunction with. And at the end of the day, we still have to submit reports and everything like that. So it's not a glorified job where you just sit in a chair and look pretty, but there's so much to do. I remember during COVID time, when most people were on the inside and persons were out there needing help, a lot of us, we would have been on the road delivering the care packages, delivering this, delivering that, so it was not a matter of just being home doing nothing, but we were actually out there and getting involved. But we don't stand up and shout from the mountain tops what we do, because that's not the job.
But that's interesting though, because you would think that your opinions and your views would be more respected because you kind of started in the trenches.
Right.
Like you have that direct contact.
And it's their job too. So
With the people.
besides that, it's their job. You get me? So you would think that's Scott. Yeah, this is quite interesting. But it's saying that I always knew. I always knew that this counselors don't get respect, whether it's the system, whether it's from the people. I always knew that because like you got some serious things happening in the nation. As we know, or so we pretend is the youth. You know, we pretend that we love the youth and we care about the youth. In Barbados, you know that the biggest thing is to pretend we really care about the youth. But then I will hardly ever hear it because it's counselor. And then to my mind, it's only one school, or do you have one guidance counselor per school?
We have one guidance counselor in most schools, only a few schools have two. But what the ministry has done was to have something called school counselors.
Yeah.
And they operate on that same stream of providing assistance for the guidance counselor, working in tandem with the guidance counselor to share the load, so to speak. We also have some school safety officers who operate pretty much like social workers. So they're in some schools, not all schools, but there are some schools who still have one guidance counselor to a large role.
Yeah, and even if it's two, it's still a small amount. But you don't mind, like that's showing how important the position is. Because to my mind, there's anything happening serious in Barbados, what y'all be the first people they think about. But you'll always be the last people they will ever hear when it comes to violence, when it comes to needing certain programs, when it comes to what we do to institute certain measures for mental health and help with mental health. You will see young people committing suicide at an alarming rate.
Yeah.
And mom, like, it never once here, like we meet with the guidance counselors, we doing this here. And as you know, like enough of these problems start in school, and most of the time the thing that we don't see as parents, especially that you can't see, because society said you're gonna be at work working hard, you might be late and walking, get turned off in on the food. So you can't be going as much as you want to, and then you might not get a staunch 9 to 5, you might get a shift job, so you can't be coming to your home. So there's certain things that you can't escape. So that's why they all are, to me, extremely important. And then who are you who say listening. Here, man, use them more. I tell them they're going to get them work, to kill them. And I tell them they're going to break the door work, you know how it goes, but still, I think you could use we all a lot more. Can you explain why it's important to partner with the guidance counselors in the school? Can you explain why you think is extremely important that we partner with you all?
The buzzword nowadays, or the buzz phrase nowadays, is mental health, mental wellness. But I don't think that we take it seriously.
Now we don't.
You know. Yes, and because of that, you will get persons saying, "Well, I don't want to talk to any counselor because I ain't telling nobody my business. I ain't mad." But mental health has nothing to do with being mad. It stops you from getting there, being mad, because if you work with us, if parents work with us, if all entities work with us to provide the necessary help that the children need, and don't fool yourself, children are under a lot of stress, under a lot of pressure. We often dismiss them because we say, well, they don't work anywhere, they don't have chicken or child, they don't know where. Right. We say that, but the stress comes in so many different ways that when you hear stories, you'll be like, really? Like, this is happening in Barbados? So if we have persons working with us to help the young people, I think that a lot more can be done. A lot of the thinking of the young people as well is negative. They don't see any hope, and it's an uphill battle trying to get them to see a different way of doing things. Sometimes you sit, no, you talk for a long time, and you think you've gotten somewhere, and then next couple of days you hear they're gonna do this very same thing that you said, so it's an ongoing thing. We don't have a magic wand as some people think. Some people think you send them to the guidance counselor once, that's it, they should be cured and no other problems. But that's unrealistic, and it's unfair.
They had that ring.
My apologies.
They had that ring 15 years ago. People phone that ring so no more.
It's true.
No, this is so real. When you say that, you don't have a math one and one session won't help. You know, because of our lack of understanding. And then you said we don't take it seriously enough, which they totally back you on. So if we don't take it serious enough, obviously means we don't understand it deep enough. Because if we don't take it serious, I don't care how good you is or intelligent you are, you can't know it deep enough. And like you say, just be a buzzword. And you will know it's a buzzword because you will got so many young people, especially if you're the person that young people like, you know what I mean? Like you see the word different. So let me know you see the word differently than most people. Because things young people tell me people will never know. We could be best counselor in the world that we can tell you. You know, like a young person will tell me, man, we feel like killing myself, you're like playing a role. So there ain't much people, if you think about killing yourself, there ain't much people you can tell. You know what I mean? Especially going through that. So when you say that, when you say it's just a buzzword, it's so true, but we don't take it as serious as we should. What are some of the things you think that we could do
As adults.
Yes, as adults, because you don't want just pinpoint the problems, you get me? Or just talk about the problems. What are some of the things that we can do as adults? I ain't putting it on the guidance counselors, I putting it on all of us, because there must be certain things that we can do, even if it's just a little bit, that will help persons like yourself to make your job easier. Because the less we try and the less we understand, the harder it got be for you. Because we send we children to one another. And if we ain't got an inkling map of what's going on, like you gotta feel you starting like putting a middle 30 year start. You know what I mean? What are some things that we can do to make it a bit easier?
First, you have to start listening to the young ones. You have to start listening. I spoke about this a couple months ago at church. My sermon was entitled "I'm Begging for the Children" at that time, because we don't listen sometimes. Just because they're children, we think they don't have a say, and they come to us with an issue and we shoot them away or holler at them, say, you talking foolishness, you confusing me. And sometimes children come and they're in tears. My mother don't listen, my father don't listen. And they telling you this thing, and then you asking yourself, but wait, how am I going to talk to this parent now? Because this child is telling me all of this information, and I don't know how to break it to the parent or how to say it to the parent. I think that some parents they don't listen, or if they hear, they're not listening enough to do something about it. And it's important for the children to feel that they have a listening ear, even at home. And I say all the time, if they don't have that listening ear at home, if they don't have that listening ear at school, they're gonna find it elsewhere. And we know where else they can go to find it. And their children are gonna gravitate towards persons that they feel a connection with. Right? So if that is something that we as adults, we have to start listening and paying attention, spending time with our children. Yes, we might be working, but there must be some time that you can carve out to spend a little time talking, to hear what they're saying, to hear what they're going through. A lot of times they're going through things mentally, but they're not manifesting it. So we can't know what's on the inside, because we look at them and we said, oh, he looks fine. He didn't get on like that this morning when they spoke in, but they come to school and they behave totally different from how they behave at home. So for me, that's the first and the most important thing, to listen to the children.
I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who's also a counselor the other day, and she was telling me a lot of the time parents don't ask the right questions either.
Yes.
So give us a little insight into that, like what kind of questions should they be asking as a
that's the next thing for my mind. Like I must agree that some might not got the right questions. You might know what you want them to say,
right?
But you don't already asking the right questions.
Or asking the question the right
and then you mad that right, and then you vex that they ain't really saying. You don't say anything. You don't talk to me. You don't talk to me. Like how can we know what are the right questions? Like, because Scott bring a good point. How can we know what are the right questions, and how Sharon this me a song? How can we ask the right questions, and how can we listen better? How can we become better listeners? Because you find that it's rare hard for people to listen. Like being word, it's so hard for people to listen, especially to a child. maybe you feel some sort of feel it's subordinate or something.
Talking off my ear.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like how can we become better listeners, and how do we know when we are asking the right questions? How do we even get at that stage?
Well, if you, every child is gonna be different,
True.
but if you know the things that your child likes, get them involved in that, and let them start talking about, you know, what they like to do. My son is a cricketer, and he would sit down, he would talk me ear off about cricket. I like cricket, yes. So even a conversation, I like it. It's like I watch it.
Little girl, Messi declaration. He would come and talk off my ears. I like cricket. Yes. And he asked me like that.
I do love it
Yes.
because I go everywhere he goes. I go. I watch it. I
Yes.
follow it. Everything. So I love cricket.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm saying like things like that that you
Yes.
know they're involved in, and you start a conversation like that, and you work in different questions that would, you know, easing the conversation into something where you want it to go, and you will find before you know it, the child is telling you things that you never knew before. Sometimes it's not always good to say, so what happened today? Anybody interfere with you? Anybody touch you? Sometimes children are so scared that they don't say. They do not say. So somebody tap their pockets today, wanting $1, give me $1, and they're not gonna tell you because they're so afraid. But if you work it into casual conversation with, on a level that they can relate, then you will get them talking. And you must be approachable, because too many times children say that the parent isn't approachable.
I can't talk to my mommy, I can't talk to my daddy.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, enough children can't talk to the parents at 20th. Do you want me to read? Enough children, give me the wrong thing. Enough children can't talk to the parents. Hey, they didn't show me. Enough children can't talk to the parents, and the frightening thing, Scott, is you will see it. You know, like you will see parents tell the children don't talk to me. I mean, the one make it subtle. You know, the one do at home. You don't talk to me. Don't bug my tail. Like plainly. And sometimes we as parents really see it as a burden.
Favoritism and comparing is also a no.
True, go on.
No.
Yeah.
Because some children will tell
Favoritism and comparing.
and comparing.
Go on.
If you keep comparing me, okay, you have 2 children, and 2 of them would be completely different. But because one is well behaved and succeeds and everything, you're gonna keep comparing the other one and say, well, you can't be like your brother. Look at your brother doing this. Look at your sister doing this. Why you ain't doing it like that? We're 2 different people. You have to treat each person as their own individual and not keep comparing. And when you play favorites, you're likely to have that one that you're not well, the child may perceive that you don't favor them, so then they're gonna
Or my
do
mommy
things.
don't like me.
Right.
Plain and simple.
And they're gonna do things for attention. A lot of times children will do things. I remember there was this time when somebody said that the child said he was getting into trouble all the time because that was the only way that he would see his father on a regular basis.
Wow.
And I'm not knocking men, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that was a particular case, right? So sometimes these are cries behaviors, negative behaviors are cries by our young people for help.
Yeah, it rough, especially and it rough, especially for child parents. If you know they're listening, start telling children, don't talk to me, man, don't humbug me. No, if children coming to you with saying person, even if you think it really insignificant, stop and give them a hearing and give them a listen. No, back to school, back to school could be stressed for many different reasons, not just financially. But back to school can be stressed. How can parents and children cope with these stresses of back to school for varying reasons, whether it's because they're doing it at school, or whether it's a struggle last month, I barely make it, the teacher can be on for me,
Or that big move from primary to secondary.
you know what I mean? It's a lot of different things. How can we cope with back to school? both parents and children?
For parents are usually a little apprehensive, especially with the new ones going into school. They want to make sure, they want to know that their child is going to be all right. Now, one of the things that parents have to do, every child is issued with an email address for their school.
Really?
Yes. Every child in Barbados has an email address according to the school that they belong, that they're
Pardon?
enrolled at. Every child in Barbados, from the very little ones to the older ones, they're issued with an email address according to their school handle. And the important thing is for parents to add that email address to their devices so that whatever information the school is sending home, you have access to it. Yes?
You just told me something.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Yeah, she goes to private school.
Yeah, the private schools will do it too. I think they have done it as well.
I did not. Every child have an email address.
Every public school has
So you
it.
did not know that?
Nah.
Huh.
So you install it on your phone. I do it. I've done it.
Mhm.
I install it on my phone. So when email alerts come through, I know what is going on as a
The school that
parent.
you do?
The school uses it. Yes, most schools will send the child's report and all
On
to
that
that
email
email
address?
address.
Ah.
And you can see exactly when they have an assignment to do, if there's an announcement from the year head or anything like that. It's there and you can see it. And that is one of the first things that you should do, because that will ease some of the stress.
Right.
It really would ease some of the stress. And it is important for parents to work in tandem with the school rather than working counterproductive. If children know that, and I say this all the time, if children know that their parent is working in conjunction with the school or in tandem with the school, they're less likely to be disrespectful and they don't want to do work or whatever. Because once they know that the parent is paying attention, or they can't get away with certain
My
things.
mommy always talking to teachers, but
Yes.
I behave.
Play one side against the other, and parents have to be careful the things that they say about the adults or about the teachers in the home, so that the children don't pick up on that negative vibe and go to school and be disrespectful.
You're able to tell them. You're able to tell how parents is speak. You know what I mean? Or what children listening to. Depending on how children speak about teachers,
It's true.
how children treat teachers. And I think that's one of the saddest things that a parent could do. You know what I mean? Make sure you're very careful here. That's one of the saddest things that a parent can do. Say is putting bad things about teachers, the children head. Especially when I wanna know that when a dump seat. This was like this.
Tell you were being careful, Sliggy.
It come on, but it come on. No, but this just got me right. Like I used to know I wanna Scott. You were at school with some of them, friends with some of them. You were raised up with some of them. We used to know these people. So the good thing about life is that anybody can get a child. You're gonna be the smartest person in the world. You could be the dumbest person in the world. You can have a child still. But if one out there to know, if one know a dump seat, one don't even know 7 9s, one can't read nothing on there, why bad taught the teacher? Now this came from Sluggy, not the boss here, this came from Sluggy down or to my mouth. Wanna know that nothing wanna dump seat, leave the children, let the teacher deal with the children. You can't teach the child yourself. You never pass 11 plus yourself, so you can't help your child pass it. So you don't know we want to do that, and then you could see it I would work with many schools, going to NIFCA schools, and I remember see a little man, Scott, probably it must be stupid side teacher, I couldn't get out of it, but I had that blowing my face.
And if speak, that's like 6, 7 years old.
And that thing the man tell me, man, that ain't that big. Man, I mean, in that baby, because each other, just do that. That blow my mind, dude.
That was the look
Could
on
never do
Shernell's
that,
face.
Swaggy.
The look on her face was, "Ma, you ain't hear nothing yet."
But it must be. And do that, it's first before we learn society. And then I teacher, how do we arrest problems like this? Do we see it to help with the parents? Just try to train the children so when they become parents themselves, we don't repeat this cycle. Or is it a lost cause trying to get parents to understand how crucial the teacher and student relationship is, because you know that's very important. Relationship between teacher and student. Teacher is only human too, and if you making the teacher's job more difficult, you know what I mean? It's not her job to make it easier for your child to learn. You know what I mean? Her job is to teach your child as effectively as she can. You know what I mean? Your job to make sure you raise the proper child, not a teacher. But it's not how the lines get at school. Is there something we can do to unblur the line between there?
The parents.
Is it a lost cause? Are we
No, I
doomed? Are we
wouldn't say
doomed
so.
forever?
I wouldn't say it's a lost cause, but parents have to teach their children how to be respectful and responsible individuals. The school cannot do it all, despite all of the calls to have this thing, that thing, and the fifth thing in schools. Everything should be in schools.
Yeah.
This, you hear it all the time.
Yeah.
They need to teach this in schools. The children spend so much time with us, 6 hours in the day at school, and then they go back home to the environment. So whatever we teach in school, sometimes it is undone by the time they get home in the evening time. It is undone. So then we have to start all over again the next day.
Wow.
Right? Unless this child is determined that they're going to stick what is being modeled and taught at school, you're gonna have that problem recurring all the time. But the parents themselves, first, they have to be respectful and responsible.
First.
Yes. And then they have to teach their children to be respectful and responsible. That way, we will see an improvement. But when you have children doing things that are not children friendly, and the parents are there standing laughing and encouraging it, you cannot expect anything different. Somebody showed me a video today and my mouth dropped open. Young children who are less than secondary school age on a cruise, and the way they were behaving, it was ridiculous.
On a cruise?
On a cruise. I don't know. I think the cruise was held recently, and I saw the video. Barbados. And I was
walking up.
Walking. It was more than the walking. You know how the adults behave at crop over and stuff like that. Yeah, that's how they were behaving. And it was and adults were there, and adults were encouraging it. And that really blew my mind, as he said. It was really, it was disappointing, and it was really, really, really vexing.
Easy, 4 minutes, we good. Now, when you speak about certain behaviors, right? You know, sometimes we skew the lines. But you know, so when they want children walking up, go around with dancing and dad over the kids. What is usually the issue that someone you may see certain behaviors and you say, well, I don't think they're appropriate for this age.
Alright, if the child is normal walking out, as we say, fine. But skinning out and the daggering and the different things that the adults do, I don't think that is appropriate. Yes, we want to keep our culture alive in terms of the whole issue of walking up and other things that are culturally acceptable, but we don't want to take it to raunchy. We don't want to take it to totally scabby. We don't want to take it there, right? So that's my issue with it. There's nothing wrong with a little child. Maybe on the side they're just doing a little walk up or whatever, but taking it down to the low behavior, I don't like it.
Before I get crazy, talking walking out, I feel funny seeing children walk up. You know what I mean? I feel funny. And be weird because they love walking up. But I feel funny seeing children do it. Especially my children. You know, being real, you can't imagine me little girl walking out and the boy walking up on sheet.
See?
That little girl now is 14 years old. You know what I mean? And don't tell me about it neither. You know what I mean? And it don't look nice. So I think that certain things ain't for children. But then is don't want children seeing doing things to think they could do it. But you know, sometimes that be it.
Yeah.
And you know, especially if you got a case where enough young people looking at you. You know what I mean? That's where you will see, like, if you look on my IG, like, my social media platform is huge. It's like incredibly huge. And you only see no video of me walking up on nobody. Although I'm an adult, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't just an adult, like, oh no. But if you look on my social media, you can see me walking up and no one, no, there's anything wrong, cause I'm a Christian on there, the Rasta man. But still,
But you know who's watching you.
yeah, and even,
That's the thing,
I did before it was, but baby, young people say no bus.
Rastin's
we
supposed to
Bus
walk
is
up.
work. Did before, huh?
Rastin's supposed to walk up.
Yeah. Rastin's supposed to walk up. Rastin's got more children. The man said Rastin man got 11 or 12 children. He's supposed to walk up. He got to be spitting in somebody.
What is this? Listen, we got 2 minutes to wrap up.
Listen, but I just feel conflicted, man, right? And I don't know if it might seem bother me, but I feel funny to see children walking up for real. They say these children should dance, but not walk upon each other. So Kitara and Khalid when listening, no walking out on the body. Okay. No. Before we end, what are some of the things you would like to see us as a society, as a government, as communities, as a system? What are some things you would love to see happen more and that you would love to highlight before you end?
I want to see young people. I know there's the youth parliament, and I absolutely love that because you get to see young people expressing their thoughts in such a setting. But I want to see more people on that positive train, rather than doing what everybody else is doing that is negative. And sometimes you just shake your head as what is really happening in this country. So I would really like to see young people more, you see them more of them crowd around the positivity rather than what is taking them down the negative path.
Right.
That's what I would like to
So
see.
we gotta get positive things trending then, like
Yeah.
he always says.
Yes, that definitely we have to get those positive things trending.
Yeah, and listen, the other side ain't cool, Scott, you know what I mean? So it's keep telling youngsters, like, everybody that's showing you the other side, you know what I mean? Like, he at one and man, silent man feel funny, you know, when the girl on certain people is can feel the energy. But you know, because where it's rap, you know, like, they might not ever dare say anything to me for fear of obvious reasons. But it's mean when they say these things to these men, like, that other side ain't cool, like, showing youngsters, you know, the gangster life or the street life, or showing them anything other than positive vibes. Like, them people ain't caring but wanna do it, like, it being real. Like, he could be the man on the block, he could be a gunman down by you, he could be a bad boy. You think these people don't care only because it's only death or jail? And there ain't nothing cool about the two of them things. Like, you want to live as long as possible, though, as free as possible, and as sweet as possible. And the boy want to be in jail, lock up all the time for nonsense or dead before your time and not reach your true potential. Because some things you preaching is helping youth reach their true potential. When the youth is gone, understand, because they also them can see it, like, them began rob over years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if you don't end up in jail, you know what I mean? Even if you don't end up dead, your lives get set back a lot.
Yes.
But just getting on a certain path, and these people be freaks, you know what I mean? These people don't be cool. Like, and they here to see certain like stars gang promoting, you know, you see little boys pants all doing the backside, surfing little, you know what I mean, cursing, stink, little man is 13 and 14 and got splits in them out. You know what I mean? And they ain't even feel that these things be cool, but them things they saying they ain't doing, like, it being so real, and they burn fat on any mind that showing youngsters them things. You know what I mean? Because them things ain't real, and they live in ghetto all my life, so they see it, so nobody can't tell me no. It's like, my mother was a gangster, and it was also a police, so you see both lives. And that life ain't saying nothing. Like, real talk, jail and death ain't saying nothing, so make sure no rally around positive things. And then, like you say that, we want to see much more young people rally around more positive movements. And we couldn't have said that any better, because I fully support that. Man, we want to thank you so much for passing through. I hope that you could come again, you know. We learned a lot today, you know, Guidance Counsellor, just a goal sports. You know, there's so much you gotta do. Some schools may have 2, more schools only have 1, and there's so much work to do. You tell us that parents have to learn to listen to the children more, you know, trying to get them in more casual conversations, have more conversations with them. You know, that so that certain things may come out callously, they may say certain things to you because of the trust level there, because they're accustomed to you. Start telling children, don't come to me, don't talk to me. Like, all this is game like pick up today. So that's want to thank you for sharing some like all these things.
Remember that your child has an email address. If he or she goes to
Samantha knows message me. How you could do know you children go. How you don't know your children got you?
Hopefully we gonna be sharing
Yeah,
this.
that way be, don't me, I know that it's my children. You know what I mean? I know that it's supposed to go to school. But I know that how email addresses. But big ups to the secondary schools, the primary schools in Barbados. They got all the guidance
All the
counselors.
teachers too.
Daryll Jordan Secondary School, man, we going to school tomorrow?
Of course, tomorrow's my birthday, by the way.
Tomorrow's your birthday?
Happy birthday, advance.
Tomorrow's your birthday? We at my turn on music. You say she happy birthday? You happy birthday, she happy birthday?
Music singer, so you do your thing now.
What's your name? Miss Jordan?
Miss Clarke.
I just think it's Daryll Jordan.
Oh, she got some love on the WhatsApp, by the way.
You see?
Wanda said she has always been a nice person from school days, no faking. So look at yourself, man.
Thank you.
Who's that, Wanda?
Wanda.
Where you went to school?
CP?
CP?
Yes.
Well, you said that you were very proud.
I
CP was girl sort of. Big everybody, man. I know a lot of great people that went to CP. Most people that used to work with me in police band. I think police band had 60 people and about 45 back to CP.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's
and,
true.
and all the ones that was good, that was the best, like Tremaine Dean and Sherry Ben and Ryan Holder and Kevin Cox and Tito Gittings.
It's so much in our schools, man.
Yes.
Our schools are
Yes.
Yeah, and they really know the man was the best too. So the man was just enough. That was the best, like absolute best. Big up CP. I had a little couple months of being good. But tomorrow's your birthday.
Yes, please.
Yes, happy birthday. Gonna be 26.
45.
You mean 45?
Yes.
You look about 29.
That's what you said at the beginning, if you don't like it.
Yeah, big ups to you. Happy birthday, Miss Clarke.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you. And big ups to everybody at Daryll Jordan Secondary School. And tomorrow when you all go to school, make sure you all don't give her no trouble. Make sure you make the guidance counselor job as easy as possible. And parents, make sure you listen. And happy birthday. Scott, every single Wednesday,
Yep.
3:35 p.m.
Awesome.
NTI.org.bb. Over 5,000 free courses. You say next time you come in and sing something for me.
Sure.
Huh?
Sure.
Oh, you say something, you know? A golf, you give me a golf over this here?
She doesn't even have headphones, like
I guess you might. Listen, golf is love everything. You're all in my life. Keep it burning. Put the earphones.
that will come a bit for this week.
I tell you, this is right. You know, we going clear. We want to hear a piece of these sweet vocals.
What you want me to sing? That's it, a little more oil in my life.
Yeah, that could work.
You saying that so you like.
A little more oil
Yeah.
in my life.
She ready?
Keep it burning.
Aye.
A little more oil in my life. I pray. A little more oil in my life to keep it burning. Keep it burning to the break of day.
NTI Hot 95.3, the nation's #1 station. NTI Midweek Mindset, the #1 radio show. This is your boy Sluggy Down. Scarlet Rock, make bright drink. NTI.org.bb. I'm out.
To equip every bitch.
It was good being here.
Yeah, my girl ready, boy. I know this one here won't start copying. I think you know. Adrian, you should have seen she never see she still. She don't bite it.
Everything.
She don't bite it, boy.
You want to know this one yet?
Huh? If you get come paparazzis.
Okay.
What do you dream of doing with extra cash? White Man Cave. It's cozy. With CIBC First Caribbean, you can get comfy with savings on your mortgage costs. With up to US $500 off insurance costs and up to US $1,000 off your application fee. Your pockets will be comfy too. A giant barbecue pit. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/get comfy for more information. Terms and conditions apply.
Come celebrate our 64th anniversary at
No, the room right here.
with
Of
discounts
course,
store
that's my
wide.
girl.
Everything in store on
Enough
sale,
stress, yeah.
including new arrivals.
I like
50%
Tilly,
off all Samsung TVs and sound towers. 20% off all home decor, and lots of clearance bargains. With
That's right. So
our
don't get in trouble,
flexible
though.
My Terms hire purchase packages,
Which
you
one?
choose how to pay.
Which one over here? Which one never complain of? Which one never ever give me trouble yet? And never exaggerating. I mean, not once.
With all purchases,
And if you're in the car, if Frank make it through that.
$99. Don't
What I'm
miss
talking about.
these
Never been in trouble.
incredible deals.
If people because they're harder,
Will be
you don't process struggle, nothing that will bother people.
On Sunday, October 1st, the Walk for the Cure.
I tell you how it is. It is in the club, it is doing that with that way.
Society and CIBC First
So they run both
Caribbean
show
returns
screaming
to your
about me.
old favorite routes.
You take it out for us?
3:50 p.m. and the Walk.
You can't come wrong? You don't want to hear she on it? Because you black?
Right towards Queens College, through Claremont, Fancy Stores, will be in place for
Oh,
each
yeah,
duration.
wait,
From
time out.
Street Bus Stand
I
and
don't
from the parking sites at Sky Mall and Queens College, starting
So
at
the hold it, keep
1:15
smiling,
p.m.
you're gorgeous, you were beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, ah, look at you.
Thank you.
Jesus!
Adrian, come on. They call Adrian, boy, look, you could be a prophet, boy. Into that saying they walk, come on, they walk, come on. Yeah, come on, I'm back to you, girl. People show the all can't think you can show it before show it Jesus. If you like see people do it, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed, yeah. Then again, you like always say so. You don't care who facts, who say the roster.
Who backs back?
Yeah. And then walk gun and tune and